Hey.
Hey.
We don't know who's coming in hot.
I thought we was doing a together thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Hey.
Well, yo.
What's up, everybody? You know what time it is.
They sure do.
Lock back into Little Miss Entertainment Show. What's up? How are all of you doing? We hope that you're doing fabulous. If anybody hasn't told you, don't forget, you are awesome.
That's right. It's Y-O.
We brought our own
R-E.
Yes, exactly. you are awesome.
Mm-hmm. That's right, man. So how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good.
What you say? I mean, I'm here too. I didn't think it was
No.
I'm like, this is how you really know how somebody feels about you. I'm like, I was here with you the whole time.
You're like, I thought it was. No, it was great. It was great.
You know what?
It's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, I think you come from a bigger family.
The chaos of that.
You like everybody running around everywhere.
Yes,
see, I'm like, no, I'm used to just being like the only kid in the because I'm the youngest person in my family, so it's always me until one person comes over later.
Yeah.
Unless I run out, but we couldn't go out nowhere.
No, it was good. Awesome's right. I just love the chaos. I love everybody running around. And then I like to go when everybody's quiet.
You say that until it's dishes time.
No.
Then nobody wants the chaos.
And then when everybody's sitting down, I go around and say, "What's wrong with you? What are you doing? Let me see your phone."
Yeah, I like to do that.
I like to see the kid's phone. Who are you texting?
Why? That sounds like such a first of all, that's such an auntie thing to do.
I am. I'm an auntie.
And then that's such a I don't know. You keep creeping on people.
I do. I like to creep on people.
I see that, and I'd be like, you can't be creeping on people, man. What movies did you watch this weekend? Did you watch any?
I watched a whole bunch of stuff. What did we watch? We watched Top 5 again, which was good.
With,
Chris
Rock and Rosario Dawson.
That's a classic. If you're from New York, my mother's from New York. She really appreciated that movie. Like, she really liked it. You guys should watch Top 5. And then, what else did we watch? We watched Mandalorian.
Of course, everybody should be watching
Mando.
Yeah, you got it.
We found out Baby Yoda's name.
We sure did. Don't spoil it for those who haven't seen it.
I won't say it. Okay.
Yeah. But that's Disney Plus right there, y'all. Don't tell y'all. And listen, I just want to put this out here. Y'all ain't gonna talk to me any type of way. Look, I got Netflix, Roku, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus. What else? Hulu.
We got it all.
Yo, listen,
it's actually kind of ridiculous. HBO Max.
HBO to the mother max.
We should not have all of these.
Got all this. All right. When you see me, just know, put some respect on my viewing.
Yeah, I don't know. We got too much stuff.
What
else?
But that's it. They throw all that stuff on you anyway. You know.
My mom was watching that little movie with the lady
we've been watching The Undoing.
Oh, The Undoing.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have been talking about that on Clubhouse, and so Undoing is basically like I call it like a mystery crime thriller.
What time does that come on?
It comes on 9 tonight. It's like so we're recording this on Sunday for anybody, and it comes out Sunday, but. It's kind of like Clue. To me, I told you, I always watched the original movie Clue. Yeah. And a lot of people, which is the movie version of the game, Clue. And it's like somebody gets killed, nobody knows who did it, and there's like 10 suspects.
Uh-oh. I'm messing up the core here.
I know you're ruining Christmas.
I'm sorry. No. Go ahead. I'll fix this. There we go. I'm just trying to realign myself. There we go.
You got to get your chocolates.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, somebody died. There's like 10 suspects. Nobody knows who did it.
And it's wild. It really is.
Yeah, it's in a modern way. But yeah, so if you like that type of stuff, check out. It's a 5-part miniseries, I'm guessing. But
6 parts.
6 parts.
Tonight's number 6.
And yeah, so so it's definitely a quick watch and it's an interesting watch.
Let us know in the comments who you think killed the girl.
That's right.
Let us know. And don't spoil it. Just say, I think it's the doctor. I think it's the wife. Like, just say.
It's a taxi driver?
Who do you think?
I think it's the mayor. I think the mayor did it.
You say who you think it is. You say who you think it is.
We'll talk about it another time. But,
it brings us right into our topic we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so like I said, a lot of people talk about it on Clubhouse.
Yeah, Ava DuVernay was in there giving the tea on The Undoing.
And you guys might be like, wow, wait, hold on. Ava DuVernay, Clubhouse, you know her name from like being a big director. Yeah, so what had happened was apparently this new app came out that started gaining traction.
Yeah.
And it's called Clubhouse. It is an app that on iPhone right now only. If you have an iPhone, you can download it, but to get access, you have to be invited. Now, we're not trying to brag or boast on here at all, but you know what I'm saying? I acknowledge when, you know, there's blessings, and we were blessed enough to get an invite. And then, well, I was blessed enough to get an invite, and I extended my invite to her. You can't see it, but I extended the invite to her. And it basically is an audio app.
He makes it seem like I'm some random woman. I'm your fiance, her.
Well, I'm trying to be funny. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's an audio app. So Instagram is the picture app, you know what I'm saying, with some of those short motion stories, videos. Facebook, pretty much the same. Twitter, you know, character text, you know, now and then so Clubhouse is the audio. So you get a profile picture, but you can create a room and you can talk about something. So literally I could create a room called The Undoing, and I could just have people can randomly join, or I can invite people, and each room can be moderated, and you can basically bring people up and talk about something, and then you can, you know, sort of make space for somebody else. And it automatically started be calling the stage, and it's not technically what it's called, but this is the crazy part. So
that's what it's called.
That's what it became. The creator, this is the other part that's cool. Since it is very small, it's growing, but you can connect with a lot of people. Like, we basically were sitting in rooms with the creator. He gives a Sunday update, and he talks about the improvements. He talks about, you know, new things that they're doing and trying to go. And then also just looking for feedback. And, you know, that was one of the things that he said. He said that, you know, people started calling it coming to the stage. He said it was never called the stage, but now we're going to call it the stage.
Oh, I didn't know he got that from somebody. I thought
people just started like coming to the stage.
in the app, if you're in the audience, it says who's in the audience. So I wonder what that was called before. Oh, okay.
So you can follow people. It kind of has that same social media follow vibe, but you know, and then you can see who invited who. And then a lot of people, what they do is they, you know, go back 5 people and see
like
who invited him, and then who invited her, and then who invited her, and who invited him. Yeah, you go back, and it's really cool. Like, you go back a couple people, you know, might be a CEO, somebody, a millionaire, or your favorite celebrity that you see invited somebody. So it really shows how people are connected in a real sense compared to, like, you know, capping on their blue check, or, you know what I'm saying, just following a million people on Instagram, you know.
For sure.
But it's really, really small, personal. But the audio has been so much fun.
And so let me just be very crystal clear. It is for people that like to talk, right? It's definitely not an app. I think if you don't like to talk, it's not definitely an app for you. Because the fact of the matter is, you can go and listen into rooms. But how many times do I go in a room and somebody pulls me up as not just on the stage, but as a moderator? They're like, Candace is in the room, make her a moderator. I'm like, maybe I just want to listen. So be mindful, right? I'm just giving you the tips and tricks. Like, be mindful before you start thinking. You know how some people innately Instagram stalk? There is no stalking on this app. Yeah. Because you're in there. They see you. They see they see your name and who's in the room. So I just wanted to say that. Like, I just wanted to come up with the you can't do your low. All you Instagram stalkers, this ain't for you.
Yeah. I mean, you can change your picture, so you can have your picture as something else, but your name, I think right now when it started, you had to have your real name in there.
He said it's going to stay like that.
Yeah.
It's almost. He said they use the technology, like the verification that Airbnb. Okay. When they open it up, it's going to be like that. You have to, like, submit your driver's license so they know who the actual person is.
Yeah. So like I said, still private, and there's been a ton of, like, real celebrities on it.
It's a lot of celebrities.
And that's the part I didn't believe. Like, I'm thinking, like, okay, yeah, you know, like, it'll just be people, but like, you know, got on there, and I'm trying to think of the first day, how that went. I can't really remember the first day, but I did get in a room with Lupe. I was in there talking with Lupe, like
about
talking.
Cheese.
Yeah, like, you talk about normal stuff. So I saw Lupe was in a room. He was having food conversation. You know, I have the whole food microbiology background, so I'm like, yo. I just started talking to him. He brings me to the stage, and then I stay on the stage as, like, a panelist. It kind of turns into this whole virtual panel.
Like a Zoom.
Yeah, it's like a Zoom without video. And so, you know, they bring other people up. They're giving their opinions. They're asking me questions. I'm talking about stuff from work, you know, and I'm talking to Lupe Fiasco. It's crazy.
It's wild.
I jumped in another room and Royce da 5'9" was in there with Shahada Prince, and they were talking about it. The rooms that really been killing was 21 Savage and 21 Savage manager.
Measy, the Measy estate.
Yeah, man. They and these rooms are large, like 500 to 1,000 people. And then last, I'm gonna say, what's today? Today's Sunday. I think it was either Friday or Thursday. Kevin Hart jumped on the app.
Listen, everybody knows I have a soft spot in my heart for Kevin Hart, and I do not excuse any of the bad things that he has done to his wife. He has apologized. They worked that out. That's amongst them. But Kevin Hart, just as holistic, right, as a person, is not a bad person, and people be coming for his neck.
But that's the thing about being a celebrity. Wild. That's the thing about being a celebrity. Like I said, if you live a public life, you're open to public opinion. That's
absolutely, absolutely. And I think that he has gracefully.
Yeah, he definitely has
come into his own when responding to people about criticism about his career, his family, himself, like whatever it may be. I think he has learned and grown to be able to handle that stuff.
He has a certain sense of vulnerability. He's not afraid to have tough conversations, right? And those are two things that's hard, right? To be vulnerable and have the tough conversations. So let me just recap what happened. So the room, and this is going to blow your mind off. You ready? The room was called, "Do you think Kevin Hart is funny?"
Yes. I think it was like, is Kevin Hart funny?
Was the name of the room. So some people just created it. Because remember, his comedy special just came out.
Yes.
They did not know he was going to be on the app that day.
I don't even think he was planning on it. I think his man was like, yo, they're having a good dialogue about your movie, your special.
I heard that somebody called Kevin Hart's manager and told them about Clubhouse because they had an invite, and then all of a sudden Kevin Hart ended up being on the app.
Well, you can go back and look. I'll go and confirm. I think he was already on the app. Because you can see what day you went on there. I think somebody pinged him and said, yo, they're talking about you. You should come on right now.
I like the story where he just randomly walks.
Oh, he just ran. Okay,
but you're right. Somebody probably pinged him.
You tell your version.
Okay, so the room is called "Is Kevin Hart Funny?"
Yep.
They're trashing him, right? He comes in the room like, "Hey y'all, it's actually Kevin Hart." The room explodes, right?
Like,
it goes from like 50 people to 1,500 people. Everybody's in there talking, blah blah.
Yeah, he's been on the app since May 9th.
Yeah, so everybody's in there. And they're talking, and then so he starts talking about it, and I guess he was listening for a while before he actually spoke. And the one girl was just kept saying how he wasn't funny, and then she said she didn't appreciate the joke he made about his daughter, but she would say his daughter has some hoe-like tendencies.
Yes.
And I know that's a big thing for guys because guys will say a derogative word for a female and put like after it. And I mean, because
y'all
it is a real thing.
Get away with that.
In our world, that is a thing. It's a real thing. So anyway,
we're learning and growing.
So he has a conversation. He was just like, "Hey, you already said I wasn't funny. That's your opinion. That's fine. Leave it alone. Stop mentioning it. Stop saying it over and over again because what's happening is you're making it into a issue. You stated your opinion. Everybody either agreed or disagreed, and then that should have been it. Everyone at this point knew that whoever you are don't like Kevin Hart. Don't think he's funny.
Yeah.
But you kept doing it. So some audio did come out. If you go on Instagram, you can find it. And he was pretty much just
which the audio shouldn't come out because that's the number one rule of the app is that you cannot record the audio unless you're stating in the title of the moderator is the only one that's allowed to state we are recording this, right? So people are getting kicked off the app left and right because they're not abiding by the rules.
Yeah. So that was the Kevin Hart situation. So I'm just trying to think what other celebrities I might have come in. But this the beauty of it. You might actually be talking to somebody and they just might be Tom or Steve and have like a chill picture with a beer. And it could be, the vice president of Viacom Entertainment. It could be like it could be somebody behind the scene
of people now.
Right now, there's a lot of professionals in there, and there's a lot of people trying to connect for business. A lot of influencers, and we can talk about that in a minute. So, but let's get into some first impressions. What was your first impression of the app?
I felt like I had found my social media. That's my first impression. As soon as I got on it, I pride myself. Awesome and I are both pretty tech savvy people. We keep up on technology. I literally had just got the new 12. So I was like, oh, I'm fresh on the app. I'm going to have this new app and phone, and I'm going to be working it. And I know a lot of, not the mega influencers, but like the more moderate influencers, if that's like even a word. And so I got to connect with them verbally on what a lot of people that I DM all of the time. And I was showing awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I know that girl. I know this guy. I talk to them all the time. But like to really connect and speak to one another, because of course you're not exchanging phone numbers with everybody. And of course, you're not just randomly calling somebody you don't know, but a platform where you can create a topic, everybody can come in that wants to speak on that topic, and you guys can truly learn and grow and develop off of one another.
Mm-hmm.
First impression, the people that I have met that I wouldn't be able to have an opportunity to speak of, to the nines. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
10 in my book. With the aesthetic of the application, I think needs some working on. But I got past that once I got to the meat and potatoes of what the app really is. What was your first impression?
Yeah, at first, I kind of felt it was a little bit just all over the place because it's audio, and sometimes people can talk over people.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first room I got into, it was just a whole bunch of people back and forth, blah, 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 laughing, joking, talking about, random topics and sex and what they like on their banana sandwiches. I'm like, what the heck? It can go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But what I ended up doing, and what I think I sat in like one of the town hall panels, and the creator was like, if you're seeing rooms that you don't like, follow more people, and then the diversity of your rooms will open up.
Correct.
So I stopped following music, because I do the music. I honestly thought it was a music connect, because one of the first rooms I saw was like music, A&Rs,
yes.
let's link, play your song. And I was like, wow, let me come at it from my music aspect. But then once I started seeing the limitability in that, I wanted to expand more. I started following professional people, and that's when the whole thing opened up. I mean, people in there giving good advice about real estate.
Yes.
People in there giving good advice about entrepreneurship. People giving good advice about, just expanding whatever you're doing to other platforms, and just business models and investing. And just, it really became something more than I'm into now. I'm still into the music, but I'm not trying to get signed to Lane Records. You get what I'm saying? But just did it because I liked it. But I don't necessarily want to push my music to people like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I did get into like a music room and talk music with some people. And I started, but see, this is the thing, and this is where it grabs you, because you'll hear somebody genuinely ask for advice.
Yes.
I just started recording. I'm looking to get into to do some work, and I've pretty much been through the whole thing when it comes to music. So I started, you can raise your hand, you press the button on the phone, you raise your hand, they bring up to stage, and you can talk, either give an experience or give that person feedback. So I started giving the person feedback, which was well received, and then I started getting follows and likes.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a room where it was honestly a Def Jam A&R that was playing, that was listening to songs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, all right, let me play. I played them my song 25.
Mm-hmm.
And so right there, like, I didn't have to plug it in. I didn't have to email them an MP3 or send them a link. I played it to a room live on the app.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've heard connections like that has really been made, and the business of it has really expanded.
I see. If you guys don't know, I have been a director of entertainment for 12 years. I've worked in venue operations, ticketing, marketing, all of that. And so I obviously, from a touring aspect of artists, not like an artist development, I've worked with a lot of contacts in the industry. You know the real from the fake, right? I easily go in these rooms. I'm like, oh yeah, that person knows what they're talking about. That person's capping, right? There's a lot of cap on there. It is a lot of cap on there. But when you connect with the real people, it is that person, right? It's no middleman. Once you've connected with that person, you have that person. Like, if they're feeling you, you don't have to go through a secretary who has to go through an assistant, who has to go through this person to get to that person. You've now genuinely connected with that person. So I do think that's beneficial. But a lot of people are on there talking about they dot connectors. Some of y'all ain't connecting not a dot. It ain't even no dots on your page to connect. I'm like, what are they talking about in here?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
it's crazy. So my first impressions was once I changed how I wanted to use the app, a lot of things opened up, and,
for sure.
And that was what I was seeing for business, right? So there was a lot of companies on there looking for, like, let's say startup ideas, venture capitalism and things like that. And then, there was, people sort of looking for, like engineers and stuff like that. And then also books and things like that.
Heavy things,
so
yes.
So a lot of opportunities in business was being made right there. A lot of meetings offline.
It's a lot of money on that app. Yeah, I'll say that.
It definitely is.
The dollars is heavy.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean, like, it's people with money on this app.
So for instance, like, they call it the hallway. So when you first go on the app, you're just sort of looking at different rooms. They call that the hallway. And the first hallway I saw was, looking for influencers for a series.
Yep.
And so I just jumped in there. There was only 3 people in there. And so they immediately saw me when I came in, and they was like, Evan, do you want to come to the room? Come to the stage. So I come to the stage and start talking about, podcasting and this and that. And they're like, oh, wow, this is great. Let's connect offline. And so it really happens. And I really emailed that lady, and she really emailed me back.
Yep, for sure. And I've made connections, right? I'm always like a mentor OG. And when I hear people struggling, like, with certain philosophies in the entertainment industry, because it can be very confusing, I try to, like, break things down for people to be able to digest them in the simplest form. And a couple of the rooms I've been in, they're like, I finally understand what you mean because of the way you said it. And I think sometimes it's so hard for people to understand certain things.
When you're trying to see it through a video or through following somebody's Instagram.
Yeah, like what is the cryptic language that they speak? Like, nah, it's 1 + 2. It's 1 + 1 = 2. And when you break it down for somebody very simplistic, they get it. And that brings me joy, because I know that might help somebody be super successful in life. Like, all of this, you charge for this, and it's in a book, and buy my seminar, that, and like, let's all eat. Let's all get to the bag. Let's all eat. Let's give the gems that we can give to one another. And I'm not deflecting or saying that anybody shouldn't make their coins. Make your coins how you gonna make your coins. But if you are genuinely seeing somebody struggling, don't charge them $1,000. At least get them to a place where they can eat. Right? Like, just get them to a place that they can eat.
It has to, and I hear you, and you're right, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that they have to set it up like that, because so many people start off serious and then they don't finish serious. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to waste your time. So basically, if you listen, if you're interested in podcasting, come get with me. Let's say they get with you, you show them things for, let's say, 6 to 12 hours a whole day, and then next week they don't want to do podcasting no more. You legitimately wasted your time. You get what I'm saying? Now, I understand what you're saying. Like,
but don't invest that much time, because your time is valuable.
You're right. So,
right?
Yes. And so
don't mentor somebody or give them the coursework for 6 hours out your day and they don't want to do it.
And so, I think
point them in the right direction.
Has to be. I think it has to be some sign of, I'm serious and I'm invested for a long haul when it comes to some of these things. So you're right. Some of them they don't. Some of the stuff you get, but look, this is what you need to do, right? Free. But it is all about positioning yourself as an expert, because there's money to be made out there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've seen a lot of that. I've heard some of the rooms, like that's why I just left the A&R thing alone, because I really wasn't feeling the A&R advice on there at all. And I'm not saying this because those guys aren't in the industry. They are. I mean, there was a room, it was A&R feedback. It was a lot of top A&Rs in there. And I just didn't like the feedback, because to me, I've seen people who have all the boxes checked, right? You know how they say you got to have followers, streams, build your own platform, content, vlogs, doing your own shows, traveling, international, like all that stuff. I've seen people with that, and labels still be like, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me that. Don't get on the thing and tell me that, oh, we need to have more followers, because I don't. I got all that. And not talk about me personally, but I've seen people, and that was one of the realest. That was actually A3C. The dude stood up like, I created my own clothing company. I started doing concerts.
He had a big
my sales is
too.
over 100,000. I'm traveling internationally. I got followers. He's like, I got everything that they told me to do, and they still won't mess with me. Like it really is. So to me, the A&R thing in the music scene is cap, because they're not gonna sign anybody off Clubhouse.
You don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying, but
they'll work with you. They will work with you. You know what I'm saying? I did hear that some people got studios booked and things like that. I feel like if you're in LA and on Clubhouse, that's where you want to be at.
I mean, it's always where you're at. How immediately can I touch you? Right? Like, how many can we meet? How can you get here? Whatever. Like, that's always in the music industry. So.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I was looking for more the business connection people. And so that's one of the things I've seen so far as the A&Rs and music advice. What else have you seen so far?
I've seen a lot of influencer connections, like how to monetize your pages, like how to monetize your YouTube, your Instagram, how to develop TikTok. There's like a TikTok meetup like every single day.
And I didn't realize how big TikTok was, because we were in a room talking to this guy who was like, yo, I'm doing all type of brand partnerships with TikTok. I got over so many million views and I'm making bank. And so I'm like, wow, like I knew it was happening, but it's different when you actually speak to somebody that's happening with.
For sure. And I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of just I don't want to say the BS, but the lighthearted stuff, like they'll do like
the fun conversations. They was on there talking about the Mike Tyson and
that's not
Jones.
That I won't call anything BS, but that to me was actually a good conversation, engaging. But they'll do like the demon time, the moaning room. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. It's kind of like the BS. Like there's some of that on there. There was like a Cash App room for like pretty girls, and that there's
a lot of dating shows too. That was a funny thing.
Ton of dating shows
where they did For the Love of Them All. That was probably one of the first things we see. So if you guys do watch the Joe Budden podcast,
I thought that was good. I like
him
that.
being hooked up, and I guess they have a girl who actually hosts it, and she
Ariana.
Yeah, and so she hosted the For the Love of Them All on the Clubhouse app, and they just had like a couple girls, and they just asked them questions, and they all answered, and it's one's got eliminated until it was one left. But everybody knew that one girl was going. When everybody knew it.
Awesome.
From the gate, everybody knew it.
No, darling. Yes. You love to pick the girl.
Everybody said it.
But you always pick the girl. Awesome loves dating show. He'd be like, she's going to win.
But you can feel it, though.
It could be on TV. If Awesome watches something, if I'm watching it, he'd be like, that girl's going to win.
You don't feel the energy. I can feel it. Everybody can feel the energy.
Are you saying I don't know the vibes?
I know the vibes.
No, I knew the vibes.
You can feel the energy from? Her and Maul had a real connection that you can feel it.
It's just funny because you always can pick the girl on the dating show that the guy's going to end up with. It don't matter what it is.
Yeah, and I guess I couldn't see it, but I honestly was like, yo, I can feel like a connection.
You can't see him because all you can do is hear him.
Yeah, but I could, every time she answered, you could hear his response.
He would back her up.
You could just hear his voice.
He would back her up.
You could just hear her like, and then the other contestants started saying like, she gonna win anyway. And it was funny. She was about to win.
I bet you Maul be taking all of them girls out though.
I don't know.
I mean,
why not? He could. Like, he could.
Why wouldn't he?
Why wouldn't he?
Exactly.
Let's see. But so there has been some drama on the app.
What's the drama?
Because we're talking about what we have seen so far.
Oh, there's been
there has been some drama. You can get kicked off the app.
You sure
can.
What
I'm saying? Like, and you can get reported and things like that. And then, there has been some talk about, by not letting people speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, they were talking about, some of the rooms, some of the topics, people have been raising their hand and not getting picked, and they think it's gender bias or, another bias. And then also we're saying that sometimes when they do get on the stage and they do speak, people will cut them off, and not give them a chance to fully be heard. And I can see that as a problem off the app and on the app. You get what I'm saying? And
specifically, the group is Black women feel like Black men are just over talking them, not respecting their voice. Like it is very much so. One thing that I've had to really work on in my last 5 to 6 years is me cutting people off. Right? Like I have to, especially I have to consciously. Sometimes I get excited in speaking and cutting people. I have to consciously be like, don't cut this person off, let them finish their thought, right? And that comes from me just being passionate about talking about whatever we're talking about, but it's still rude regardless of how you slice it, right? But this is sit down, little girl. You don't know what you talk about type cutoff, right? Like, and the black women on the app are like, y'all men don't get it, do you? You just don't understand. Like, it's not 1942 anymore. Like, you gotta stop doing this stuff.
We were on the app, and sometimes we'll just open up the app, and while we're cooking dinner, we'll just listen to what people are saying and have our own discussion about it.
Yep.
But one of the things that I mentioned to you while we were listening was like, I feel like this audio part should have came before the visual part. Because
for sure.
Or the text part, because what happened, people are used to texting and communicating. They sort of lost their phone etiquette. People lost, how to speak to someone because things have been so impersonal. Things have been DM a snowflake, right? Or tweet 120, 150 characters at somebody. So,
and you'll type things that you would never speak. You would never just go around and tell people "fuck you."
But then you also
you just don't regularly say that, right? Yeah. But people do that on the internet, or suck my D. Like you would never say that in the conversation.
And also too is really exposing people that are so opinionated, but they can't talk to people. People don't have social skills. People do not have social skills.
I'm like, some of y'all, I said it in a room the other day. I said, some of you can clearly tell who failed public speaking on this app. Yeah. Like, it is very apparent.
Yeah, and so that has been a big thing. And then, that kind of led to a bigger discussion that we just stumbled upon. The discussion of diversity.
Yes.
On the app. It was really the discussion about intellectual property. What?
When you said that, because that girl was going so in on the developer, and I just couldn't help but laugh. Like, it wasn't funny, but she had a full burner and a clip when it came to diversity, equity, and inclusion. She was not,
and that's what I was saying. Remember, this is a small closed group, so a lot of the people are semi-professionals, or if you look at their bios, they were lawyers, now they're entrepreneurs, or now they're in HR. So you're dealing with a lot of educated people. I said what Clubhouse was at one point. It was all the educated black people meeting all the working black people that didn't go to college. So what I'm saying is, so you might have on one hand a lot of HBCU grads, and then you just might have somebody who works at Atlantic Records that worked their way up. You know what I'm saying? Who makes over 100,000, but they didn't necessarily go to college. They are who they are, and there's those two viewpoints meeting, right? And so. The conversation started about the app and just saying what they want to improve, right? And so apparently one day the creator of the app was just going around to large rooms, popping in, asking, hey, I see you got a lot of people in here. How do you guys like the app? What are some suggestions?
Yes.
The creator of the app, the one who got the startup cash.
Yep.
However much it was, 100 million, 50 million, whatever it was, he was in the room. And so the conversation from that room went to another room and said, hey, this dude's over there, giving all the ideas away. And then it started going into a larger topic about IP control and if
you don't know what IP is, it's your intellectual property.
Yeah. So basically by saying this app should have a red button for muting, right?
Yep.
And if they do that, that could have possibly been a money play for you, right? Or something like that.
And then all somebody has to do is say, oh, I was thinking of that too. And then that exonerates them from stealing your idea.
Yeah. And so people listened to what the creator said and, to your point, said the same thing. Like everything you said, he already said, oh yeah, we thought about that, which indemnifies himself, like you said. So that way when it happens,
thank you. I said exonerates.
He doesn't have to be like, he can't say, well, that was an idea given by Candace in the room. We are been thought about.
Oh yeah, well, that's in process.
And he was saying that about everything to the point, like they were like, man, he's just taking all y'all ideas. He's just, telling y'all he already thought of that, and he's not even taking y'all serious. And then somebody was like, why is it that all the people on this app are black? And it's supposed to be, the creator's a white guy, I'm guessing Silicon Valley. And right now, at one point, the majority, I'll say 80% of the app was all Black influencers, primarily from New York.
Yeah.
Or have once New York and LA.
Yeah.
And so somebody was like, I heard two things. I heard in the town hall, an Asian woman went on there and said, "Why is there so many Black people on here?" And she asked the creator. And then in the other conversation, it came up, and the woman when they were talking, they said, "We are the only ones on here." You know what I'm saying? We should be able to benefit more from this. Yes. Like meaning, like how Facebook was closed, and you had to have a college email, then it opened up, and then they went public, and a couple of millionaires were made. If this is technically in beta, and we're basically helping you get your app
growing
straight, so you can get a $1 billion venture capitalist payment, how can it give back without you stealing our ideas?
Yeah.
And so someone pinged the guy, Paul, into the room. He comes in there like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Why
he literally came in there like that. "Hey guys,
like,
what's up?"
"Hey everybody." And then his homeboy Ed, if y'all get on the app, Ed, I don't know, I won't call him his homeboy, but Ed is like the OG of the app.
Yeah, they work. Yeah,
he just is like somebody that like he started to like cultivating the app, right? Yeah. So Ed was like, "Hey guys, I want you guys to just realize that Paul," and then so they wasn't having it. They wasn't having it. They was like, "Nah." So then I guess somebody pinged Paul into the room and was like, "Yo, you need to come hear this conversation." Well, why did they do that? Because
man, they had it all the way together.
As always, Paul, Black women got him together. Okay.
Well, there was a Black guy too that was
he was
some decent stuff. So this room probably had like 1,000 people in it. And it was basically turned into an impromptu town hall. And they were basically saying like, "Look, the app is growing. We love it. We don't want you guys to steal our ideas. We want you to include us in this
and allow the opportunity
in this time that you guys are beta testing this app to, for one, include us in the growth, meaning like possibly work, some type of work situations or freelancing." And then two, if there's opportunities for gainful employment, let us know. And through diversity and inclusion. And then because right now we're the only people on the app. And once she said that, she very well said, right? He just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, "Well, yeah, diversity is great on the app, and there's so many different rooms, and you can create a room about anything." She's like, "That's not what we're saying. We're saying that all the rooms and all the topics are being created by the Black influencers from New York and LA, and you're in the room asking, somebody for feedback on what they think the app could be better. You're gonna do that. You're gonna make $1 billion, and then we're just gonna close the app and then open it back up next day with no gainful financial compensation." And it's like, what can we do to include us more? And he just couldn't get it because he said he thought of everything already. And they had a conversation about that. I understand like this has been in the works for possibly a couple of years, so I'm sure they did run a couple things down. But at the same time, if that was the case when the app launched, right, it would have had all these things that these people were talking about.
For sure.
It did.
Yeah, it didn't. And I just was trying to see a couple of different things on here, but I think that if you haven't checked out, I have a great episode with Fatia. She is the vice president of, actually, what is her new role? She's going to Abu Dhabi. But my friend Fatia, she used to be vice president of diversity, equity, and inclusion at a university, and she breaks down what that means, because I don't think a lot of people understand and why is it so important and what that means to Black people, right? We use that word minority, and that's where I was so behind. I believe the woman's name is Mia that was speaking to Paul in there. I want everybody to stop talking about minorities like every minority is a marginalized group. It's not, right? Minority could be a white gay person. A minority could be a woman, a person with a disability that is not of a marginalized group. Those are minorities. We are talking specifically about Black people that bring the culture, that bring the audience, that bring the ideas, and what you are doing to support that community. And she did such a good job of articulating that. Let's stop pussyfooting around this idea. Oh, it's diversified because there's minorities on here. No, we are talking about the marginalized group of Black people.
Basically saying, like, what's your plan to support Black America?
What are you doing to support not even Black America, the Black people on this app? That's it. Right?
I know, because
period, Pooh.
And the reason why it was such a big debate is because somebody Black has created this app called The Cookout, right?
Yes.
And that's pretty much the same thing.
And that man's
and what was
Eddie.
So crazy was the guy from The Cookout was in the room.
He was sure enough in the room.
And then they ping him up. They're like, yo, get him up here right now. He's in this room and have him talk. And he talked a little bit and he just invited everybody to his app. That's pretty much all he could do. You know what I'm saying? The owner acknowledged him. The owner of Clubhouse acknowledged him. And was like, yeah, I know. He said, I haven't seen the app, but I've heard of this guy.
Yeah.
And that was it. But it wasn't like, let's connect. He didn't take his business offline. He said, I'm going to email you. Why don't you come to the office? Like, none of that. But I do think that, the app doesn't understand that part. We like these things. We always make it what it is. And then
we always get it popping. We do. Yeah.
So there's a lot of good stuff going on there.
Make sure if you guys want, sign up for The Cookout. It's literally on Instagram, The Cookout. I believe the developer's name is Eddie. He's a Black guy. It's a really cool concept. He said everybody has a plate at the table, and I love that. Like I love that. Like yes, create a space for us that gets it cracking because we are the culture, and so many times they just steal our ideas and never give us the credit for it, or never give us the credit for taking something that they've done and turned it cool. Like the Spanish man on the skateboard with the ocean spray cranberry juice.
Oh yeah.
When's the last time somebody bought some cranberry juice? I'll wait. That is not something when you go to the store, you just buying cranberry juice. The sales for cranberry juice went through the freaking roof. Now, granted, I like cranberry juice. I grew up drinking cranberry juice. My mother drinks cranberry juice. I went to go get cranberry juice. I had to buy the cranberry pomegranate because there was no other flavor of the cranberry juice in the daggone store. Like, minority Black and brown people, we are getting it cracking. We get these sales going. We are the biggest consumers in America. Put some respect on it.
Yeah, and you already took it a step, and I guess the reason why is because they already took a step to invite all of us here.
Hello. What you think was going to happen when you let one of us in? It's the family reunion method. We let everybody in.
He said they were targeting certain people. Like
they
started with the celebrities, then they moved to the influencers, and then it looks like now they're trying to slowly get some of the academic community in there.
But anybody who's cool, who knows somebody that's cool, that is on this app. Yeah. That's what happens, right? That's true. You invite me, I invite so-and-so, they invite so-and-so, because we are the tastemakers. We create the culture, right? Now, when you open it up to Tom, Dick, and Harry, right, everybody in the world, that'll be a different thing. But right now, we're keeping it cool. It's all the cool kids on one app right now.
Yeah,
essentially.
Definitely. Yeah, and some of the other things we've seen so far that I think is big is just the book clubs.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Awesome put me on.
I put it on.
Wait, let me tell you.
Listen,
let me just say, state it on the record, because Awesome will be like, Awesome. I told him about the app, but he's the one that got me my invite. He put me on.
I already had an invite. I just didn't think it was real.
No, but I told you about the app. Regardless if you had the invite.
I had the invite already.
Okay.
Apparently, I already got the invite. So, But see, so she said there's this new thing called Clubhouse. And I'm like, and I thought for a second, because I was scrolling through my email and I seen something that said you've invited. And I'm like, but I never heard of it. I'm like, I get spam all the time. I honestly got 4 apps that I had signed up for that ended up being nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, Clubhouse, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, what is this?
Yeah.
I thought it was something for my daughter from back in the day. So I'm like, yeah, no big deal. But apparently I had an invite. And I'm like, wow. I mean, it was almost like you spoke it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just clicked right there. I think I clicked the thing, and then I silently right next to her, like made a little profile, and I was like, look, and she was like,
because I was trying to get in for
Magic
like 2
Man.
weeks.
Call me the Magic Man.
I was like, I got to see what's going on. And this thing has been open since April.
Yeah, they rolled in the April.
It just started getting, more popularity.
Yeah. So the book club was, I saw they were reading the Video Vixen, the Diary of Video Vixen.
What, Corinne Steffens.
But they had Corinne Steffens in the room.
That was huge. Shout out to Alexa Layton. If you don't follow her, she is a social media influencer. Mm-hmm. She put that all together. She created that room. It is one of my favorite rooms on Clubhouse.
Yeah. So what she was doing was every couple of days she read like 2 chapters until they get through the book.
Yeah.
But they had Corinne Steffens in the room for the afterthoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That was worth its weight in gold. Mm-hmm. Like really, she dropped so many gems.
That was dope.
She dropped so many gems. Now when I say gems, y'all probably like, well, she was a vixen, blah blah. But it's a journey. Life is a journey.
It sure is.
So the person she is now is not the person she was then.
Oh,
right?
By no means.
And she's
learned, a grown woman.
She's learned so much, and she had a lot of insight hindsight on things she did then compared to things she does now, and was giving advice to these young ladies. And she was like, "Yo, what are y'all doing out here? Y'all bugging."
Yep.
These rappers ain't doing nothing they say they really doing. They go home, being with their families, being regular people. Stop sweating them.
For sure.
Get you an educated brother who's loyal and sits at home, and then you sit at home with him and have a nice life and family. Stop trying. She was really giving gems like, you wasting time with this because that, and how and she was just going into relationships and about girls always say they have guys but they can't keep a guy. But she was just giving her advice because it's not gonna work the same for everybody. But she was just like, let a guy do whatever he wants, and when you first get with them, and then when you see him doing those things, align with those things.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like mind blowing. I'm like, wow, she really putting y'all onto
her
like
growth and maturity.
Woman game.
Yes.
She was like, yo, like we were saying before, if he's going to do something else that's shady, sneaky, that's not about it, then let him go. But if he's doing this, like if he's trying to better himself, if he's doing things with family, if he's trying to travel, and you see him doing this stuff, align yourself with that.
Yeah.
And do it with him. And she was just giving gems, man.
For sure.
Gems.
Yeah.
Gems.
So I like the app. I'm concerned that when they open it up to the public, because they probably will open up to the public, will it be like how Facebook was? I hope not, but I like the exclusivity of it. That's what I like about it. I like that it's a finite, very focused group of people that are, not everybody's looking for the same thing, but everybody's a motivator. Everybody is like on their grind. Like everybody is, for the most part, positive in what they're saying. And so when you open that up to the masses, you just get a whole bunch of people that want to stand on their soapbox and just say whatever comes to their mind.
So here's $1 million question. Is it worth paying for? Because it's free. It is free, but you got to get an invite. Some people don't have the connections for whatever it is you need to get in, whether it's the industry or business. Is it worth paying for? Like I heard somebody in the room say he had paid $50 to get an invite to come into a room that day, and he made good use of that money. He pitched a business to some serious investors, and he said it was worth it.
If it was a couple of dollars a month, let's say for the year, I would pay between $60 and $100 for the year subscription. I would, if it was a couple dollars a month, like I would keep it. There's apps like I use.
Well, I'm not talking about for the app. Would you pay for a free invite right now?
No. If you are as connected as you think you are, somebody who knows somebody that can get you an invite. You do.
I mean, I feel like you're right. On the East Coast of LA, because that's where it's heavy, right?
Yeah, like you can find somebody.
If you are from Pittsburgh, or if you are from Chicago, if you are from, even some people in Atlanta wasn't really getting linked in like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on your ambition. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing like paying to perform Or the same thing like paying for streams.
Mm-hmm.
Like how bad do you want it? Like what are you really? What's your end goal here? It might be worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, I heard some people joking, you know what I'm saying, that they was going to sell an invite for $1,500. All type of crazy stuff.
And they're doing some creative things too, because there's people that are in my phone, like just saved in my phone that I don't speak to on a regular basis. So if they're in your friend list, but you haven't extended an invite, but they're on the wait list, I can tell them, go ahead and let them in.
Oh, that's right. You can move them up in the queue.
You can move them up in the queue.
Yeah, he said
and
that.
So I've been doing that. I should have waited because I wasted a couple invites on 2 people. I won't name those 2 people because they didn't accept it. I'm like, because
some people don't know what it is.
I had people that would want those invites, though. Right. You know what I mean?
It's hard. Information is hard to come by, and everybody being able.
That's why we're making this, so you guys know what to expect,
and that you need to get on there. And you're right. I did have a couple conversations with people about it, and they were like, "Nah, I never heard about it." And then you explain it to them, and they're like, "Nah, that doesn't sound like something I'm interested in." And then, lo and behold, in 6 months they're gonna be like, "Wow, I wish I had listened to you. It would have changed my life." So another thing I was gonna ask, as far as the app, was who else did you meet? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you meet anybody that who did you think was a big that you either met or heard on there?
I think Ava DuVernay today blew my mind, just very casually talking about the undoing. Like, I love that.
Yeah, normal conversations, normal things sometimes.
Gayle King was in a room I was in, just very casual.
I did hear that Oprah was on there for back in April when it first started. You know what I'm saying? Like, Oprah was on there for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's big. We heard Joe Budden's on there. We heard Kevin Hart. A lot of music managers, 21 Savage, his manager Meezy.
They're holding it down.
Yeah, the night that Gucci and Jeezy Man went, that thing was on fire.
Oh, man,
everybody was on that app. I'm sure the last night too, everybody was on there talking about Mike Tyson. I'm sure,
it was crazy.
We were just chilling last night.
We were just watching the fight.
Yeah, and let's see what some other things I saw on there. I did hear a woman get a book deal. So that's big.
Really?
Yep. So a woman went on there. They had a topic. She was talking, and she was very, articulate and knowledgeable on whatever subject it was. And the woman was like, "Look, message me right now if you're looking for a book deal. Yeah, we need to get this going." So it's
really a lot happening. Of that. Like, look, call me. Call me right now. Like, it's a lot of that. Like, I got you.
It's a direct path. Yeah.
Just call.
It's a direct path.
I'm already in your DM. Like, go ahead and click that link and email me back.
But listen, man, if you get on this app, you got to be ready, because I hear this a lot of times. That people will go into these rooms and talk to these people who are high-profile people, and then while you're speaking, they're looking at your bio.
Yes.
They're going to your Instagram, they're going to your Twitter. If and I'm gonna say this explicitly, if your shit is not aligned, they're gonna be like, "Yo, you're not serious."
What? Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So line your stuff up. If you're gonna go in there and be Mr. Hip Hop Artist, go in there and be Mr. Hip Hop Artist. If you're gonna go in there looking to be an entrepreneur, go on there and be an entrepreneur. If you can be both, be both. Whatever you're trying to do, go on there and be that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because the opportunity is there. And guess what? This is the beauty about it. If there's no opportunity, create a room and make the opportunity.
Yep. I'm about to tell Austin we about to make a room.
Yeah. So
well, hit us up. We've been on there a couple weeks. I don't know what the rhythm of it is, but they give us different amount of invites to have. So if somebody's looking for an invite, if we have it, let us know. If you're
1,500.
No.
1,500.
No, but let us know, and hopefully we can help you out. But it's a great app. Really enjoy it. Give it 2 thumbs up right now. I'll loosely say that. My opinion might change, but for right now, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. Like the content that I'm hearing on there, liking the camaraderie and liking the connections. So, how do you feel about it?
I mean, pretty much the same. You know what I'm saying? I wish the Razor Comb was on there, but maybe we'll find some investors and some sources on there. So, yeah, of course, check out the Razor Comb at originalrazorcomb.com at razor_comb. And this is a comb with a razor in it for guys to keep the hair trim in between haircuts, and it's really affordable. We have Black Friday sale going on, and it's got some other free shipping too, so that's a big deal.
Yeah,
get your razor comb for your love guy, and some other grooming stuff. So
absolutely,
so buy Black.
Buy Black. Support Black.
Yeah, we got the shirts rolling out too.
Yep.
So get with us.
All right. And as always, make sure you guys follow me on all my social media. It's at Little Miss ENT, LILMISSENT. And as always, I love you guys for listening because 100% you didn't have to. Have a great week. Peace.